the heartbreaking loss of Demet Özdemir, a story of friendship, grief, and love. Have you ever experienced a loss so deep it left you questioning everything? A loss that seemed to come out of nowhere, shaking the very foundation of your world. What happens when a life that was filled with laughter, support, and unforgettable memories is suddenly taken away? How do you cope when a beloved friend is gone, leaving an irreplaceable gap in your heart? For Demet Özdemir, one of Turkey's most beloved television stars, this is a harsh reality that has recently shattered her life. Today, we're diving into a heartbreaking story that has left the world of Turkish entertainment in shock: the untimely death of Isaac İpek, a close friend of Demet Özdemir. How did this sudden tragedy unfold? What does it mean for Demet and those who loved Isaac? Let's explore the devastating details of this loss together. Stick with us until the end for the full story. We promise you, this one will stir your heart. Demet Özdemir's emotional announcement, a loss beyond words. Demet Özdemir's Instagram post was filled with sorrow and disbelief as she shared the news of her close friend's sudden passing. The pain in her words was palpable as she conveyed her grief to her millions of followers, who could hardly believe what they were reading. Isaac İpek, a man who had been a constant source of support and joy for Demet, was gone. For those who may not be familiar with Isaac İpek, he was more than just a friend to Demet. He was family. Their bond had been one of those rare, unbreakable friendships that grew stronger over the years. The world of television may know Demet for her roles on screen, but behind the scenes, she was grappling with the loss of someone she had shared countless moments with. She took to her social media to express the depth of her sadness, calling Isaac a brother and stating how deeply this loss affected her. The grief was not just personal, it was a profound sense of emptiness that echoed throughout her entire being. Her followers flooded her post with condolences, each message underscoring the immense impact of this loss. But how did it happen? What led to this tragic event? The sudden heart attack that stunned everyone. Isaac İpek's death was not something anyone could have foreseen. He was a vibrant individual, seemingly full of life. So, how could it all come to a heartbreaking end so suddenly? The cause of his death, sudden heart attack, left many in shock. One minute, he was just living his life, and the next, his health took a dramatic turn for the worse. Isaac had been rushed to the hospital after experiencing what was initially seen as an alarming decline in his health. His friends and loved ones hoped it would be a temporary crisis, that he would recover, just as he had done before. But, tragically, the medical team was unable to save him. A heart attack is often a silent killer, a tragic reminder of how quickly life can change. Despite the fact that Isaac had no known health issues leading up to this moment, he fell victim to this unexpected and fatal health crisis. This devastating news hit Demet Özdemir hard, not just as a fellow friend, but as someone who had shared years of memories, laughter, and life experiences with Isaac. Her sorrow was not just for the loss of a friend, but for the loss of the person who had been a constant source of support, joy, and light in her life. A community in mourning, the funeral of Isaac İpek. The funeral ceremony for Isaac İpek was held today, and it was a somber affair filled with grief and remembrance. The ceremony took place in a very emotional atmosphere, where loved ones gathered to say their final goodbyes. The community, friends, family, and colleagues came together to pay their respects to a man whose life had been cut short far too soon. The television world was not absent, with many famous names from the industry attending the ceremony. Demet Özdemir, a beloved public figure, was one of the most visibly emotional attendees. As she stood at the ceremony, it was clear that this was not just the loss of a colleague, but the loss of someone who had been an integral part of her life. The funeral was filled with tears, heartfelt speeches, and tributes that celebrated Isaac's life and the memories he left behind. Celebrities who had known Isaac through Demet shared stories of his warmth and kindness, recalling the moments that made him unforgettable. The deep sadness of the occasion was evident to all present. But there was also an undercurrent of gratitude for the time they had shared with him, a reminder that although life is fleeting, the memories we create with the ones we love live on forever. Demet Özdemir's heartfelt words at the funeral, a friendship remembered. During the funeral, Demet Özdemir spoke to the gathered crowd, her voice trembling with emotion as she shared the depth of her sorrow. She reflected on the years of friendship she had shared with Isaac, the good times and the bad, and how his passing had shaken her to the core. Today we are experiencing the pain of losing a very valuable person, Demet said, her voice filled with raw emotion. Isaac was not just a friend to me, he was a brother. The memories we shared, the smiles, the tears, the adventures, everything we went through together was precious. Losing him is a devastation that has rocked my entire world. I had always believed he would be there, just as he had always been. But now, there's an empty space where his laughter used to be. It's hard to describe this pain. I pray for strength to bear it, and I know that the light of his memory will always shine in our hearts. These words resonated deeply with everyone who knew Isaac. He had been a constant in their lives, a friend, a brother, a confidant. His loss was not just a loss for Demet, but for anyone who had known his warmth and kindness. The road to healing, a journey of grief and support. In the days that follow, Demet Özdemir's journey will not be an easy one. Grief is never straightforward, and the process of healing will be long. But one thing is clear, she is not alone. The love and support she receives from her fans, friends, and family will be crucial in helping her navigate this heartbreaking loss. The world of entertainment, which often feels distant and glamorous, is filled with real people with real emotions. The passing of Isaac Ipek reminds us that no matter how famous or successful someone may be, they are still human, and they still experience loss just as we all do. At Magazine News and Gossip, we want to thank you for joining us in this emotional journey. Your presence and support mean everything to us. We are dedicated to bringing you the latest news, the most heartfelt stories, and the moments that matter most. Don't forget to share your thoughts and opinions with us. Your voices help us move forward. We are in this together, and we appreciate every comment, every like, and every share. We love you, and we'll see you soon with more news. Stay tuned. So, how does the loss of someone so dear affect those who are left behind? Can we ever fully understand the weight of such grief? We want to know your thoughts. Leave us a comment, share your own stories, and let's continue this conversation. Your opinions guide us, and they make all the difference. Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to bringing you more updates as they unfold.